with most of you here. And together this has all been built by a one man's dream, a vision, and that's Dr. Sindhu Bhaskar here. And Sindhu Bhaskar, a great journey and this great leader. Good afternoon and have a great time out here.
Thank you, Rajesh. So, very welcome, warm welcome to all of you gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, I should say rather. And I'm very, very thankful and obliged to all of you for coming at such a short notice. I do realize that it was not intended to be like this, but when we agreed that, okay, let us meet, then we thought that we should meet in a grand style. So that's how we have created this whole ambience for you, so that you can meet with each other and interact with each other. There should not be caucus type of interaction in our team, and our team should be fully accessible to each other. So, with this introduction, what I would like to start is how I started my journey in this fintech world and crypto and all that. Because I have been a banker for the last 32 years, so banking was not a problem for me. The problem was fintech and cryptos, because that is, I should say, a new total tendency in this world, and so many people are still unaware about all those things. When I attended Consensus in New York in 2017, and I heard all those big leaders of crypto and blockchain and fintech, then I realized that what are we talking? Because what we were talking was totally creating a movement against the country, against the state. You cannot revolt against the economy of a country saying my innovation is correct and we should have liberty. Liberty has to have a check. In our democratic world, free world, we should have a regulated liberty. Otherwise, we will start fighting with each other, because everyone will try to ascertain and find out, okay, this is my liberty, okay, I am supreme in that. So there will be fight all the time. So there has to be a compromise formula adopted all the time. And this we have been adopting since day one when the creation happened. So we should not lose that sight when we are talking of fintech, innovation and adoption of that modality in our platform and day-to-day life. The second was, why are we doing it? How is it helping us? Then the answer was, it was not helping us. It was helping those individuals who were into it. It had no relevance to the social economy, national economy, or even now to say global economy. It was creating a parallel economy, which we earlier called black wealth. So it was sort of this crypto wealth created a black economy parallel. Let us put it like this, because there was no regulation, no AML, no KYC, nothing. Then I thought that, okay, as a banker, at least I should have some duty to try to clean it up. So that is where I started my journey. So again, there were a lot of issues which I had to tackle. I was a raw man in fintech world. So first I tried to equip myself so that I could lead from the front. So I did some courses from Oxford University, then MIT, Harvard is still incomplete, so that I should be a person who has all the capabilities to lead a team with appropriate knowledge and culture of that knowledge. So that is how I developed myself. And then I started developing the whole ecosystem for my platform. Now the ecosystem of my platform, in that I realized that the problem of fintech and crypto world is that we have, I should say, two problems, major problems. One is we don't have the exit route. So even if you keep on transacting among yourselves, between yourselves, how do you finally settle the transaction? So there was that was my biggest thing and the point that I should create that exit route. The second was to create the community, because this is P2P, so you have to have the community. And by grace of God, I clicked well, and name any country, I have my community, I have my people, I can pick up a call and call them and do anything, including Hollywood. So that's the best part of my journey. The third was, I'm adding third because people started pointing a finger at me saying, why should your platform be so wide? We cannot understand what you are trying to do. I said, it is not for you to understand because you have a localized mind. You have a very small mind. You are not thinking of the broad aspect because you are not talking of global economy. So how can you think of the broader platform? So that's how I created it, that no, digital economy, the basic thing is, of course, transparency and all those things are there, but you are passing on the benefits to the customers so that it is the most inexpensive technology and way of transaction for customers. So what are you left with? You are left with nothing. So that was my main issue, that how do I increase the revenue of my platform? How do I generate that revenue? You can see the example of Fidor Bank in Germany. They went bust, they are closed. Revolut, what is happening? Instead of doing, in spite of doing $2 billion transactions, they don't have money to sustain themselves. Every time they are going to the market. How can you justify this phenomenon? That I am trying to do something, I am trying to create a revolution which does not even have legs to stand on. So any movement must have its leg, it must have its grassroots level, which is called community, and it must have the full vision of the country, because you are existing because of your country is not existing because of you. So that's the motto of my platform, and that is how I am working, and that is why my platform has development mantra. It talks of social development, economic development, and that is why the platform is integrating to different verticals and different rules and regulations of different countries. You must be knowing that in any country you don't have 100% regulations there. So you have to wriggle through different countries, different communities to reach your destination. So that is what I have been doing. And in my presentation, in a very short manner, I will try to show you that how I try to create that structure so that we can have all the possible development models. So our EST ecosystem is a composite banking solution. It is fully digital. It is on app, and I can show you, as a matter of fact, that app. It is already on Google Pay. It is right now in Spanish. English version is coming, so it will be available within week 10 days, and after that 25 days you will have it on Apple. So that is the main app for all our activities and verticals of the banking. EST ecosystem creates the fintech which runs the existing platform while solving those biggest problems, eroding our existing financial system. That's what I said. We are here. Our model is trying to regulate all the unbridled ambitions of people of profit making and trying to channelize it to development. Because without development, you cannot have anything. And P2P is generally catering, if you see, it is generally catering to a middle class population. So when they are connected and when they rise, the country rises. Because the country always develops with your middle class, not with the top model or the lowest model. This holistic and composite financial system and platform created by EST is a great connect between development and government while following all the regulatory parameters. Now, this line is very loaded, so I would like to explain here. The platform, though it is digital, all other platforms are not following any norms. But in our platform, we are following Basel III norms. Why? So that we don't come into conflict with any regulatory mechanism, and no central bank should be able to attack us that you are not following the basic banking norms. Then we are also talking of asset liability management, tier 1 capital, tier 2 capital, so that we can show and we can we can establish the independence of our financial security and advancement. So that is why we are talking of all those things. Thirdly, when we are talking of development model, that needs capital and funds. So how will you generate that if you don't have a regulated entity? So in that, we are talking of microfinancing, we are talking of startups, we are talking of SME funding. All those models, we have to create that liquidity so that our platform does not collapse under the weight of so much of outflow of funds. So EST solutions, 1/3 page. In that I am telling you about our composite banking, which is digital mobile banking. It has core banking, wealth management and asset management. We can underwrite any bond, we can underwrite any STO. Here the difference is people are say, oh, we need to create STO token. And after that what? They are then again running to find out where is STO exchange. Okay, in Bangkok, STO exchange is there. Okay, now this another country, Seychelles or Mauritius, they have created STO exchange. So people are running like mad, trying to find the outlet. But here, I have created the STO myself after that horrible experience at Consensus, and I put it on the normal security exchange, which is called DTC. DTC is fully US compliant, so you are not contradicting any regulatory mechanism, and you can transfer it anywhere. Why not work like that, creating a model which has all these attributes and compromise formula, but you are hitting the bullseye. So that is how everything is moving on my platform. Our blockchain wallets are EST Pay, which I showed to you, and 3D wallet. 3D wallet has been again developed by our young team member, Parth, and being supervised by other team members. EST BitX exchange is the exchange in Estonia. Here we have crypto to fiat, fiat to crypto, and I have also added fiat to fiat, so that I should have the latitude of using, say, Apple equity into crypto or crypto into Apple equity. So that is what, because that is licensed, so you can always do it, and it is part of wealth management. Then we have project management, in which we have Rhythm and Harmony. It is based in Barcelona, and we have different portal funding projects there, like in Latin America, basically Dominicana, Costa Rica, and in Barcelona also we have Media Group of Hotels and Hyatt Group of Hotels. Now our another friend and contributor to our platform is KYC. They shall be presenting their model to you so that you know what they are doing. We have another partner in Singapore, which is iWise, and today, after all the presentation, I will request KYCW to talk to this iWise, which is also part of our team, and they are providing data to WorldCheck and LexisNexis. So it will be very good if they can join hands and work together. I'm not talking of merger, but joining hands to work together, because they are part of our ecosystem, and that is why all of us are here, that we should be free in interacting with each other to make the platform a definite roadmap for success and a foolproof platform. Then we have cards which we have already launched. These are prepaid cards. Now here there are two types of cards. One is plastic, other is the digital card. Mostly we are focused on digital model because when we talk of digital, fintechs or digital cards are always better. But still people want to have classic cards. Now in that the problem is MasterCard has its own bureaucracy and they take a whole lot of time. If you give them one design, they will come back to you and say, okay, there is some problem here, you need to change this design, you need to drop this line like this, you need to put this logo here. So again, they will come back to you after 1 month or 2 months also. Then again you send the revised diagram and picture of the card. Again they will get it and come back or accept it. So it takes 5-6 months or maybe 7-8 months to have that classic card. These are genuine problems. So that is why I am sharing it with you. In digital cards, again, the only issue is how to connect to bins and how to get the numbers. App is there, EST Pay. So everything, all facilities you will have on EST Pay itself, like cards, banking, loan, everything. So EST Pay is catering to card right now, but you can generate your card number after another, I think, week, 10 days. Because still they are trying to have the clearance from MasterCard to get everything sorted out. And we have Tadinur in Uruguay and Prudential, which are working on this card, and we can issue global card from there. For escrow and securities purposes, we have EST Grow Mode. Here we can create any securities, we can launch them on any stream, and as a matter of fact, we are also holding mining concessions in EST Grow Mode. So it becomes a sort of storehouse of our securities, like Libra is trying to do. So before that we had structured it, but not as fast as done. Then this page especially tells you why we are trying to be different and how we are different. As I told you that you cannot have revenue from your platform because you are passing on all the benefits to different customers who have onboarded. So that is why we have created different verticals. And I'm very, very thankful again to all my team members who have been contributing so much and like broadening the scope of the platform and really putting it in a very, very different matrix. So in this gaming platform, we don't have just the web-based games in which we have the biggest slot machine web game player and owner. He is part of our team from Peru. We have also e-games which have been developed by another partner from our team. Then we have a soccer player tokenization platform, and for which we are right now working with Barcelona Club. Monaco Club has already sent us the invitation, so by the end of this month we are visiting them to know, ascertain what are the requirements and how to work with them. So that is on normal revenue model. So that will give you the funds which you require to sustain your platform. Then we have this movie funding platform. In that also we came up with another model of creating funding for the platform. It is not that we are giving them loan, but we are creating the vehicle, how they can create that loan, and we are going to assist them. So for that I was, in the first week of July, I was in Hollywood and we had the presentation at Raleigh Studio. It was a huge success. And right now we have 3 directors who are working with us. And one, in that it is not only movie funding, but it is also event funding and event management with our MasterCard support as well. And we have esports. So ESIL is our company, Esports International League, in which we are going to create all those sports competition. I am linking it to Japanese games team and Korean games team, along with Brazilian, because Brazil has advanced very much. If you are following Brazil, you will see every day they are coming up with new innovation and new technique. So we have got 2 offices in Brazil now, Sao Paulo and Rio. And we have there like ex Fidelity, ex this one. There was one Fidelity guy, then there's IBM guy, and one more. So these 3 are our main partners there, and they are very well known in Brazil. And what we are trying to do, I will give you an example also, how we are trying to connect our MasterCard with those projects. In Brazil, all the post offices, they sell telephone cards. That is a normal process. So what we are doing now with post office and those telephone companies, that you take our MasterCard prepaid cards, we will connect you and post offices for banking through that card, as well as we are giving 10 reais credit to all the telephone companies in their recharge card. And it is totally like national thing, so all the post offices will have it. Of course, it will take a lot of bribing also, so we are trying to move with that concept and that say platform of Brazilian post office. Now, EST business vertical, if you see, we have gold bond, and this gold bond is created against our gold mines in Peru. Right now, we have 3 gold mines, 4 more are ready to join us. So what we are doing, we are taking over all those gold mines so that all the product becomes ours. So we are literally buying them out. Then we have the traditional banking. You can see the percentages that we have provided as weightage for describing our business vertical. Digital banking, cooperative, payment gateway, fintech, that is around 8%. Traditional banking is 35%. Gold bond and stable coin is 50%. And startup investments, we are putting 7%. Now, if you compare with the industry average growth rate of investment, this is the position you can see. We are keeping a very, very conservative figure. We are not trying to create a hyperbole and hyper saying that, okay, we can do this, we can achieve this. No, we have to be very realistic, our foot on ground, and we have to have straight focus, looking at our vision, looking at our goal. This is the Bloomberg copy of a Red bond which I created in US. I deliberately put it here so that you can have this consolation that whatever we are talking, we are walking that. We are not only bullshitting that I will do this, I will do that. We are walking what we are talking. So that's the main part of it. Here we have tried to create integrated value model for our platform. So you can see that I will not try to further go into it because I've already taken a lot of time. So total investment we are looking at $1 billion, and the portfolio weightage is given like this as you see on the screen. And with that, we are seeing that there are 3 buckets of activities and segments on which we are concentrating, and all the different theories and observations to support us, like segment-wise growth rates, technology, synergies and operational efficiencies, community building and value proposition. So these are the 3 buckets on which we are putting all our focus. and trying to develop the platform and growth. And in conclusion, we are making that this is how the value model of our platform goes, and with we took like community development and all that what we are seeing here in number 4. No, sorry. Traditional banking in Peru, Uruguay, Brazil, Switzerland. Then number 1 is invested gold bonds. Number 3 is digital banking corporation, gateways, payment gateways, financial technology, investment in startups in the field of gaming, entertainment, blockchain applications. So, and we talked about our community. So, if we take into consideration all these calculations, in 5-year time we are looking at volume of business and our basic value at $5.42 billion. If we are able to achieve all this, I am very confident why we can achieve it, because I've been to practically every country on globe, and what I've seen that there is no model which can match us. Number 1, there is no model which is talking of development. We are the only person, and that is why we are connected to different agencies, development agencies, including UN, SDG, and we have huge market in Africa, Southeast Asia, which we have very successfully tapped. I'm also part of African Blockchain Association. I'm also part of United Nations guided Chamber of Commerce of Ethiopia. So, all told, we are in very safe strategy, and we just have to keep on moving, and I'm pretty sure we can achieve everything. These are the location of our offices in different countries. Of course, they are not aligned to scale, but this is just an illustrative example. So we have in US, Americas, you can call it, in Miami, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Montevideo, Lima, Argentina, Brazil, we have 2 offices. Then in Europe, we have in London, Zug, Estonia. In Africa, we have Guinea-Conakry, and of course South Africa and Ethiopia. And in Asia, one company is there. We have just now created in Japan. We have created this India-specific company as FinTech Innovative here in India, and EST FinTech Pte Limited in Singapore, because our target area is Southeast Asia, which is the real area where you can get success, nowhere else. People can keep on talking of anything. I cannot even get an account opened in Zug. That is the worst center. And I write it also that Switzerland is the worst center. People may talk of Zug and this and that hype, but there is nothing. You cannot do anything there. So that is a bundle of contradiction. These are all our partners and services that our platform is supposed to provide. And lot of people are trying to join us more and more, and it is very difficult to accommodate everyone. So we are telling them, like I'm requesting them with folded hands, that please give us some time, let us start and show you our worth, then you can come in. Right now, keep on developing, and we are always there to support. So these are the different websites where you can read about us. We'll keep on updating it time to time. Thank you once again for coming here and listening to a long